Hello and welcome to Business Insider with Mario Toneguzzi on YYC Business. Joining me today is Don Kottick, who is CEO and President of Sotheby's International Realty Canada. Thanks for joining us today, Don.
Thanks, Mario. Thanks for having me today.
Well, you guys are putting out your top tier mid-year real estate report, looking at the luxury market in Canada. I wanted to ask you about Calgary and the market. So in the first half of the year, the report shows 615 properties over 1 million sold, 236% a hike from a comparable time from last year. Tell me what's happening in the market here in Calgary and why we're seeing, obviously we're comparing apples to oranges in some cases because of the way the market was last year, but still pretty impressive numbers for Calgary, isn't it?
Yeah, well, for the first time in a long time, Mario, we're finally starting to see some positive news regarding the Calgary market. And this is just not in Calgary, this is right across the country. Calgary is now being recognized as probably the most affordable major city in Canada right now. And as a result of that, a lot of people that can't afford a home in Toronto, can't afford a home in Vancouver, are sitting there going, you know what, like the quality of life in Calgary is spectacular. Why don't we pick up stakes and go? And I think we're seeing a lot of this provincial migration that's occurring right now. And this is our Sotheby's reps are having a lot of anecdotal stories along this line where we do have a lot of people that are recognizing the fact that this is a great destination. It's a great city. It's very affordable. And I think that's probably what's driving a lot of the demand right now.
I guess that, everything is comparable, right? So like $1 million in for a home in Calgary will get you a lot more than $1 million in Toronto or Vancouver. Is that the thinking behind it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, $1 million doesn't get you an awful lot in Toronto or Vancouver. So yeah, there's definitely that, but there's also the quality of life as well too that I think Calgary and Alberta offers to people. You've got this quality of life, you've got the mountains, you've got the lifestyle and everything like that. So that's attracting a lot of people as well too. And as a result of COVID, a lot of people are more focused on their lifestyle, which also puts a spotlight on Alberta.
Yeah, for sure. What about the inventory out there? What can you talk a little bit about that, Don? What's the inventory like for luxury homes in Calgary right now?
Well, the inventory is, we're starting to see, I guess, in the luxury market that it's still recovering relative to the other parts of the market. But there's something that's really interesting that's happened. And this actually has happened in Toronto, and it's happening in Vancouver. And interestingly, it's happening in Calgary as well, too. We have these new developments that are really catering to kind of the luxury set. And there's a development just in Lake Mahogany, the Westmond property just south of Calgary. And it's basically gives you all the amenities living outside of the city. It's like resort type living. It's like living on a cruise ship all the time. And it's just outside of the city. And we're seeing this in Toronto as well too, where we have these boutique condominiums that are going up, and they're offering amenities that you never used to see. And I don't know if this is a result of COVID, but there's also, this kind of change in terms of some of the product set and the amenities that are delivered as a result of the changing marketplace and the changing needs of the buyers and what they're looking for right now. And then also coupled with the fact that we still have a lot of people in Alberta that are looking for secondary properties. I think that the psychology of COVID is going to be with us for quite some time. When the Depression hit, a lot of people lived in the scarcity mindset for generations. And I think as a result of COVID, people are going to say, I want a bigger space. I want this lifestyle that Alberta can offer. And I think this is all going to feed and fuel the future kind of market in Alberta and specifically Calgary.
Yeah, and things are looking up as well. Like, obviously, a lot of the real estate is consumer driven in the sense of how consumers are feeling about their lot in life and where things are going. Things are looking up in the Alberta economy, and that's helpful too, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the fact that there is a shift that's happening right now. I mean, oil prices have gone up a bit, but also too, a lot of tech companies are now looking at the affordability aspects of Calgary and Edmonton and the rest of Alberta, and they're relocating out here, and that I think that is only going to benefit the economy out here, and so you're starting to see that as well too. You're getting these professionals that are coming out here, and because it gives you the lifestyle, and the companies are coming out here, it bodes well for a future market.
Yeah. As you look into the second half of the year, which we just recently entered, what are your thoughts about the luxury market in Calgary? Are we going to see more of the same for the remaining 6 months?
I think you're going to see more, kind of activity in that space. I mean, rates are going to be remaining low into 2022. We've got immigration opening up. I think Canada's bringing in 1.2 million, new permanent residents in the next 3 years. Maybe 600,000 of those will be in the buying class. Many of those people will end up in Calgary because of the whole affordability aspect. So I think it bodes well. And then once you have one activity in one market space, it tends to transfer to the other market segments as well too. So we're very optimistic about the fall market, and especially going into 2022.
Okay, super. And just one final thing, Don. I guess the story of a positive story when it comes to luxury real estate is a story that can be told right across the country.
Absolutely, we're finding every single market now is experiencing differing degrees of activity, but we've set some record sales. There's one coming out in Vancouver that's going to be announced tomorrow, but Sotheby's has sold record properties in Victoria just recently. Quebec City, we've set the highest price condo in Montreal, the highest price detached in Montreal, highest price in Burlington. So there's a lot of movement in the ultra luxury, but in the luxury space. And this is transferring right across the country. And I know that we've got some very nice properties that have just come on the market in Aspen Ridge. So yeah, the luxury segment of the market is set up for, I think, a very nice fall going into 2022.
All right, super. Thanks for joining us today, Don.
My pleasure, Mario. Great seeing you again.
All right, you bet. That was Don Kottick, who is president and CEO of Sotheby's International Realty in Canada. This has been Business Insider with Mario Toneguzzi on YYC Business. Thanks for joining us today.